In a world that never stops talking, could silence be your secret weapon? The audiobook Quietly Strong, The Power of Silence, uncovers the hidden power of quiet in our noisy lives. Imagine navigating chaos with unshakable calm, leading effortlessly, and connecting deeply with others. Without this knowledge, you risk drowning in the noise, missing opportunities, and losing your center. Discover how cultivating silence can transform your life and ripple out to change the world around you. Before we go on, I invite you to download the free bundle, which contains the ebook version of this book and an executive summary of all the chapters with the key takeaways. Studies show that engaging with content through multiple formats significantly enhances learning and retention. Click on the first link in the description to claim your free bundle now and maximize your learning potential. Now it's free, but it won't be for long, so make sure to grab it while you can. Chapter 1: Whispers of Change. In the cacophony of modern life, a subtle yet powerful force often goes unnoticed: silence. As we navigate through a world inundated with constant noise, the transformative potential of embracing quietude remains largely untapped. This oversight isn't merely a missed opportunity, it's a fundamental barrier to personal growth and societal progress. Imagine for a moment the symphony of sounds that accompany your daily life. The incessant ping of notifications, the hum of traffic, the chatter of colleagues, and the ever-present background noise of televisions and radios. This auditory assault has become so pervasive that many of us have grown numb to its presence, accepting it as an unavoidable aspect of contemporary existence. Yet, beneath this layer of noise lies a wellspring of potential, a quiet revolution waiting to unfold. The whispers of change that emanate from moments of silence hold the power to reshape our lives, our relationships, and our world. But to harness this power, we must first learn to recognize and value the quiet spaces that exist between the noise. As you embark on this journey through Quietly Strong, The Power of Silence, you'll discover that silence is not merely the absence of sound, but a dynamic force capable of profound transformation. This book is your guide to unlocking the hidden strength that resides in quietude, offering a pathway to enhanced self-awareness, deeper connections, and more effective leadership. In this first chapter, we'll explore the foundations of embracing silence and set the stage for the transformative journey ahead. By the time you finish this initial exploration, you'll begin to see the world and yourself through a new lens, one that recognizes the immense value of quiet moments in a noisy world. Let's start by considering what you can achieve as you begin to incorporate the principles of silence into your life. First and foremost, you'll develop the ability to recognize the impact of constant noise on your well-being. This awareness is crucial as it forms the basis for all subsequent changes. You'll start to notice how the ceaseless barrage of sounds affects your mood, your concentration, and your overall quality of life. Secondly, you'll gain a deep understanding of why embracing silence is so fundamentally important. This isn't about seeking a temporary respite from the noise. It's about recognizing silence as a powerful tool for personal growth and societal change. You'll begin to see quiet moments not as empty spaces to be filled, but as opportunities for reflection, creativity, and renewal. Lastly, you'll take the first steps towards actively valuing quiet moments in your daily life. This shift in perspective is transformative as it allows you to create intentional spaces of silence amidst the chaos of modern living. You'll start to seek out these moments, recognizing them as essential for your personal growth and well-being. But the journey doesn't end there. As you continue to practice and integrate the principles outlined in this book, you'll experience a cascade of positive changes. Over time, you'll notice a significant increase in self-awareness and mental clarity. The noise that once clouded your thoughts will begin to dissipate, allowing for clearer, more focused thinking. This newfound clarity paves the way for profound personal transformation. As you become more attuned to your inner voice, you'll gain insights into your true desires, values, and motivations. This self-understanding is the cornerstone of authentic personal growth, leading to greater confidence, purpose, and inner peace. Perhaps most remarkably, Your journey into silence will extend beyond your personal sphere. As you embody the quiet strength cultivated through these practices, you'll begin to positively influence those around you. Your calm presence and thoughtful approach will inspire others, creating a ripple effect that can lead to broader societal change. To embark on this transformative journey, there are several key steps you must take. The first and most crucial step is recognizing the omnipresence of noise and distraction in your life. This isn't about demonizing technology or modern conveniences. Rather, it's about developing a keen awareness of the constant stimuli that surround us. Once you've cultivated this awareness, the next step is making a conscious decision to embrace silence. This decision is powerful, as it marks a shift from passive acceptance of noise to active pursuit of quietude. It's a commitment to yourself, a promise to prioritize moments of silence in your life. With this commitment in place, the final step is setting concrete intentions to incorporate silence into your daily routine. This might involve creating dedicated quiet time, practicing mindfulness techniques, or simply learning to appreciate the natural lulls in conversation and activity. These steps are carefully ordered to provide a logical progression from awareness to action. Understanding the problem of constant noise is essential before seeking solutions. This awareness serves as a motivating force, driving the decision to embrace silence. Finally, setting specific intentions transforms this decision into tangible actions, ensuring that the pursuit of silence becomes an integral part of your life. As we delve deeper into the noise of modern life, it's important to recognize the overwhelming clamor of technology that surrounds us. From the moment we wake to the chirping of smartphone alarms, through days punctuated by email notifications and social media alerts, to evenings spent streaming content, we are enveloped in a technological cocoon of sound. This constant stimulation has a profound psychological impact. Our brains, evolutionarily wired to respond to environmental cues, are in a state of perpetual alertness. This leads to increased stress levels, decreased attention spans, and a diminished capacity for deep thought and reflection. The noise doesn't just surround us, it permeates our very being, shaping our thoughts and behaviors in ways we often fail to recognize. Amidst this cacophony, the call for silence grows ever more urgent. The signs of mental overload are everywhere, in the frazzled expressions of commuters, the shortened tempers of colleagues, the restless nights of the chronically overstimulated. Yet paradoxically, as the need for quiet grows, its value often goes unnoticed. Quiet moments, when they do occur, are frequently viewed as voids to be filled rather than opportunities to be embraced. We reach for our phones at the slightest hint of boredom, fill silent spaces with small talk, or seek constant background noise to avoid confronting our own thoughts. In doing so, we miss out on the immense value that these quiet moments can provide, opportunities for reflection, creativity, and genuine connection with ourselves and others. Recognizing the call for silence is the first step towards embracing its transformative power. It requires a willingness to pause, to step back from the constant flow of stimulation and observe its effects on our well-being. As we do so, we begin to notice the subtle ways in which noise impacts our lives, the mental fatigue, the emotional reactivity, the shallow thinking that often results from constant stimulation. This recognition leads naturally to the next phase of our journey, acknowledging the need for change. This acknowledgement is powerful, as it marks the moment when we decide to take control of our auditory environment rather than passively accepting the noise around us. It's a commitment to prioritize our mental and emotional well-being, to create space for deeper thought and more meaningful connections. With this acknowledgement comes the opportunity to set intentions for embracing silence. These intentions serve as guideposts, helping us navigate the noisy world with purpose and mindfulness. They might include committing to daily periods of quiet reflection, practicing active listening in conversations, or creating tech-free zones in our homes and workplaces. As we conclude this first chapter, it's important to recognize that the journey we're embarking on is both personal and profound. The whispers of change that emanate from moments of silence have the power to transform not just our individual lives, but but the very fabric of our society. By learning to value and cultivate quietude, we open ourselves to new levels of self-awareness, creativity, and connection. The path ahead is filled with potential, offering opportunities for growth and discovery that extend far beyond the realm of sound. As we move forward, we'll explore deeper into the art of embracing silence, uncovering techniques and insights that will allow us to harness its transformative power fully. The journey into silence is not always easy in a world that values noise and constant activity. Yet, as we'll discover in the chapters to come, the rewards of this journey are immeasurable. From enhanced relationships to more effective leadership, from greater creativity to profound inner peace, the benefits of embracing silence touch every aspect of our lives. As we stand on the threshold of this transformative journey, a question lingers in the air, as quiet and insistent as the silence we seek to embrace. What hidden strengths and insights await us in the depths of quietude? The answer lies in the chapters ahead, where we'll delve into the art of inner reflection and explore the profound impact of mindful listening. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Grow to the Top and activate notifications to receive more self-improvement tips that will supercharge your growth. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2: Embracing Silence. As we venture deeper into our exploration of quiet strength, we encounter a concept that may seem paradoxical at first glance. How can something as seemingly passive as silence be a cornerstone of personal power? The answer lies in understanding that true silence is far more than the mere absence of sound. It's a dynamic state, rich with potential and pregnant with possibility. Embracing silence is not about retreating from the world or eschewing communication. Rather, it's about cultivating a powerful inner resource that can transform every aspect of our lives. As we learn to harness the power of quiet, we unlock a wellspring of strength that many never realize they possess. Consider for a moment the last time you experienced true silence. Not just a lull in conversation or a brief respite from external noise, but a deep, resonant quiet that seemed to envelop you completely. In that moment, did you feel a sense of unease, an urge to fill the void with sound or activity? Or did you experience a fleeting sense of peace, a momentary clarity that felt both foreign and deeply familiar? Our relationship with silence often reflects our relationship with ourselves. For many, prolonged quiet can be uncomfortable, even unsettling. It forces us to confront our thoughts, our emotions, and the parts of ourselves we often keep hidden beneath the surface noise of daily life. Yet it's precisely this confrontation that holds the key to profound personal growth and transformation. As we begin to embrace silence, we lay the foundation for a kind of strength that is often overlooked in our loud, fast-paced world. This quiet strength manifests in numerous ways, each contributing to a more resilient, centered, and authentic way of being. One of the most immediate benefits of cultivating silence is the strengthening of our inner resolve. In a world that constantly bombards us with external stimuli and opinions, the ability to tune into our own inner voice becomes increasingly valuable. Silence provides the space we need to connect with our core values, to reflect on our true desires, and to build the resilience necessary to stay true to ourselves in the face of external pressures. Moreover, embracing silence allows us to develop a more thoughtful approach to life's challenges. When we're constantly immersed in noise and activity, we often react impulsively to situations, driven by immediate emotions or external influences. By contrast, cultivating periods of silence in our lives creates space for reflection and consideration. This pause between stimulus and response is where our power to choose lies, enabling us to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and intention rather than knee-jerk reactions. Perhaps most profoundly, embracing silence lays the groundwork for a more mindful way of living. Mindfulness, often described as the practice of being fully present in the moment, is intimately connected with our ability to cultivate inner quiet. As we learn to embrace silence, we simultaneously develop our capacity for presence, awareness, and deep engagement with life. But what exactly do we mean when we talk about silence? Is it simply the absence of audible sound, or is there something more to it? To truly understand and embrace silence, we need to delve deeper into its essence. Silence, in its truest form, is not merely the lack of external noise. It's a state of being, a quality of presence that transcends the auditory realm. Think of it as an inner stillness, a quieting not just of the external world, but of the constant chatter of our minds. This kind of silence can exist even in the midst of sound, a calm center within the storm of daily life. Interestingly, different cultures have varied interpretations of silence. In some Western contexts, silence in social situations is often seen as awkward or uncomfortable, something to be filled with small talk or activity. By contrast, many Eastern philosophies revere silence as a state of wisdom and enlightenment. In Japanese culture, for instance, the concept of ma represents the powerful space between words or actions, highlighting the significance of what is left unsaid. Understanding these diverse perspectives on silence can help us appreciate its multifaceted nature. It's not just about quiet in the external sense, but about cultivating an inner state of calm and clarity that can serve as a powerful tool for personal growth and self-discovery. So how do we begin to create space for this kind of transformative silence in our lives? In a world that seems designed to fill every moment with noise and activity, carving out quiet time can feel like a radical act. Yet, it's precisely this intentional creation of silent spaces that forms the foundation of our journey towards quiet strength. One approach is to design our physical environments in ways that are conducive to silence. This doesn't necessarily mean soundproofing our homes or retreating to isolated locations, though these can certainly be helpful strategies. Rather, it's about creating pockets of quiet within our existing spaces. This might involve designating a specific area of your home as a quiet zone, free from electronic devices and other sources of noise. Or it could mean incorporating elements into your environment that promote a sense of calm and stillness, such as natural materials, soft lighting, or objects that hold personal significance. Equally important is the practice of scheduling moments of stillness into our daily lives. In the same way we might schedule a meeting or a workout, we can intentionally set aside time for silence. This could be as simple as waking up 15 minutes earlier to sit in quiet reflection before starting your day, or taking a few minutes of silent pause before important decisions or conversations. As we begin to incorporate these moments of quiet into our routines, we may find it helpful to explore specific practices that deepen our relationship with silence. Meditation, for instance, is a powerful tool for cultivating inner quiet. While there are many different meditation techniques, at its core, meditation is about training our attention and developing our capacity for presence. One simple meditation practice involves focusing on the breath. Find a comfortable seated position, close your eyes, and bring your attention to the sensation of your breath moving in and out of your body. As thoughts arise, and they will, gently acknowledge them and return your focus to the breath. This simple act of repeatedly bringing your attention back to the present moment can help quiet the mind and cultivate a deeper sense of inner stillness. Mindful breathing exercises can also be a helpful way to embrace silence throughout the day. These can be done anywhere, at any time, making them a versatile tool for bringing moments of quiet into even the busiest of schedules. One technique involves taking 3 deep, slow breaths whenever you transition between activities. This brief pause can help reset your mental state and create a moment of silence amidst the flow of daily life. As you begin to incorporate these practices into your routine, you might consider starting with a daily silent meditation practice. Even just 5 or 10 minutes a day can have a profound impact over time. Find a quiet spot where you won't be disturbed, set a timer, and simply sit in silence. Don't worry if your mind wanders, that's completely normal. The practice is in noticing when your attention has drifted and gently bringing it back to the present moment. Another powerful practice is mindful walking in silence. This involves taking a walk without any distractions. No music, no podcasts, no phone conversations. Instead, focus your attention on the physical sensations of walking. Notice the feeling of your feet touching the ground, the movement of your body, the air on your skin. This practice not only creates a space for silence in your day, but also helps develop your capacity for presence and awareness. Creating a personal quiet space can also be a valuable support for your practice of embracing silence. This doesn't have to be an entire room. Even a corner of a room can suffice. The key is to designate this space solely for quiet reflection or meditation. Over time, simply entering this space can help signal to your mind and body that it's time to shift into a state of quiet presence. As you embark on this journey of embracing silence, it's important to remember that, like any skill, it takes time and practice to develop. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories along the way. Even small increases in your capacity for silence can yield significant benefits. In the beginning, you might notice increased moments of peace and reduced stress. As you continue to practice, you may experience enhanced self-awareness and improved emotional regulation. With consistent effort over time, many people report experiencing transformative inner tranquility and profound personal growth. Of course, the path of embracing silence is not without its challenges. Many people find it difficult to quiet their minds, especially when first starting out. If you find your thoughts constantly racing during periods of silence, don't be discouraged. This is a common experience. One helpful approach is to use guided meditations, which provide a focal point for your attention. Over time, as your practice deepens, you may find it easier to sit in unguided silence. Environmental distractions can also pose a challenge to embracing silence. In our noisy world, finding truly quiet spaces can be difficult. If this is a struggle for you, consider establishing a dedicated, interruption-free space for your practice. This might involve using noise-canceling headphones, hanging a Do Not Disturb sign on your door during practice times, or seeking out quiet, natural settings for your silent walks. As we conclude this chapter, you may find yourself wondering about the deeper implications of embracing silence. How might this practice impact not just your inner world, but your relationships with others? What role does silence play in effective communication and connection? As we move forward, we'll explore these questions and more, delving into the subtle yet powerful ways that cultivating inner quiet can transform our interactions with the world around us. But first, we must turn our attention inward to the realm of self-reflection. For it is in the depths of our own minds that the true power of silence begins to reveal itself. What hidden insights await us in the quiet corners of our consciousness? The journey of discovery continues in the next chapter, where we'll explore the art of inner reflection and its profound impact on our path to quiet strength. Chapter 3: Inner Reflection. As we delve deeper into our exploration of quiet strength, we encounter a concept that may seem deceptively simple at first glance. Inner reflection. Two words that hold within them a universe of potential for personal growth and transformation. But what does it truly mean to reflect inwardly, and how can this practice become a cornerstone of our journey towards becoming quietly strong? At its core, inner reflection is about turning our attention inward, away from the constant distractions and demands of the external world. It's a process of deep introspection, of examining our thoughts, feelings, and motivations with curiosity and compassion. But it's also much more than that. Inner reflection is a gateway to self-discovery, a path to understanding not just who we are, but who we have the potential to become. The power of inner reflection lies in its ability to deepen our self-understanding and authenticity. In a world that often encourages us to present a curated version of ourselves, taking the time to reflect inwardly allows us to reconnect with our true selves. It's in these moments of quiet contemplation that we can peel back the layers of societal expectations and external influences to uncover our genuine thoughts, feelings, and desires. This process of self-discovery is not always comfortable. It may require us to confront aspects of ourselves that we've long ignored or suppressed, but it's through this honest self-examination that we can begin to live more authentically, aligning our actions with our true values and aspirations. Moreover, the practice of inner reflection strengthens our ability to make decisions that are in harmony with our core values. When we take the time to understand what truly matters to us, we're better equipped to navigate life's challenges and opportunities in a way that feels genuine and fulfilling. This alignment between our inner world and our outer actions is a key component of quiet strength. Perhaps most importantly, regular inner reflection builds inner confidence and resilience. As we become more familiar with our inner landscape, our strengths, our weaknesses, our fears, and our dreams, we develop a stronger sense of self. This self-knowledge becomes an anchor, helping us stay grounded and centered even in the face of external pressures or uncertainties. But how do we embark on this journey inward? In our fast-paced, externally focused world, the idea of turning our attention to our inner selves can feel foreign, even daunting. Yet, it's a journey that holds immense potential for personal growth and self-discovery. The first step on this journey is cultivating self-awareness. This involves developing the ability to observe our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment. It's about becoming a curious observer of our own inner experiences, noticing patterns, and questioning long-held assumptions about ourselves and the world around us. Silence plays a crucial role in this process of self-discovery. In the quiet moments, when we're free from external distractions, we create space for our inner voice to emerge. This voice, often drowned out by the noise of daily life, holds valuable insights about our true nature, our deepest desires, and our potential for growth. As we begin to explore our inner world, we may find it helpful to employ certain tools and techniques to deepen our reflection. One powerful tool is journaling. The act of putting our thoughts and emotions onto paper can help us gain clarity and perspective. It allows us to externalize our inner experiences, making them easier to examine and understand. When journaling for inner reflection, try to write without censorship or judgment. Let your thoughts flow freely onto the page, even if they seem trivial or uncomfortable at first. You might be surprised by the insights that emerge when you give yourself permission to explore your inner landscape without constraints. Another valuable technique for deep reflection is mindful contemplation. This involves setting aside dedicated time to sit quietly and reflect on a specific question or theme. Unlike traditional meditation, which often focuses on clearing the mind, mindful contemplation encourages us to engage deeply with our thoughts and feelings on a particular topic. You might choose to contemplate questions like, "What truly matters to me?" or "What am I afraid of, and why?" Allow these questions to percolate in your mind, noticing the thoughts and emotions that arise without trying to force answers or conclusions. As we engage in these practices of inner reflection, we may begin to uncover our core values, the fundamental beliefs and principles that guide our actions and decisions. Identifying these values is a crucial step in developing quiet strength, as it provides a compass for navigating life's complexities. To identify your core values, consider the moments in your life when you felt most fulfilled or proud. What principles were you honoring in those moments? Alternatively, think about times when you felt out of alignment or uncomfortable. What values were being compromised? Once you've identified your core values, you can use them as a foundation for setting authentic life goals. These are not superficial objectives based on societal expectations or fleeting desires, but deeply meaningful aspirations that resonate with your true self. When our goals are aligned with our values, we're more likely to pursue them with passion and perseverance, even in the face of challenges. To deepen your practice of inner reflection, you might explore guided self-inquiry meditations. These are structured meditations that lead you through a series of reflective questions, helping you explore different aspects of your inner world. You can find many such meditations online or through meditation apps, or you might create your own based on areas of your life you wish to explore more deeply. Reflective journaling prompts can also be a powerful tool for inner exploration. Try starting your journaling sessions with prompts like, "If I could change one thing about myself, what would it be and why?" Or, "What does success truly mean to me?" These prompts can help guide your reflection and uncover insights you might not have reached through free-form writing alone. Values clarification exercises can help you further refine your understanding of what truly matters to you. One such exercise involves imagining your ideal future in great detail, considering not just what you want to achieve, but how you want to feel and who you want to be. This visioning process can reveal a lot about your core values and aspirations. As you engage in these practices of inner reflection, you may begin to notice changes in yourself and your life. At first, you might experience improved self-awareness and emotional clarity. You may find yourself better able to identify and articulate your feelings and more attuned to the subtle shifts in your emotional landscape. As your practice deepens, you might notice a greater alignment between your actions and your core values. Decision-making may become easier as you have a clearer sense of what truly matters to you. You might find yourself naturally gravitating towards choices that honor your authentic self, even if they're not always the easiest or most conventional options. With consistent practice over time, many people experience a profound personal transformation and a sense of living with greater purpose. This doesn't mean that life becomes perfect or free from challenges. Rather, it means that you approach life's ups and downs with a deeper sense of self-knowledge and inner strength. Of course, the journey of inner reflection is not always smooth. You may encounter challenges along the way. One common difficulty is feeling overwhelmed by emotions as you begin to explore your inner world more deeply. If you find yourself struggling with intense emotions during your reflective practices, remember to approach yourself with compassion. It's okay to take breaks or to focus on more neutral topics if things feel too intense. Consider seeking support from a trusted friend, family member, or professional if you need help processing difficult emotions. Another challenge some people face is difficulty identifying their core values. If you're struggling with this, don't be discouraged. Our values can evolve over time, and it's not uncommon to feel uncertain about what truly matters to us, especially if we've spent a long time focusing primarily on external expectations. Try revisiting the exercises mentioned earlier, perhaps approaching them from different angles. You might also consider seeking guidance from a coach or counselor who specializes in values clarification. As we conclude this chapter on inner reflection, you may find yourself wondering about the next steps on your journey towards quiet strength. How can the insights gained through inner reflection be applied in your daily life? What role does self-understanding play in our interactions with others? As we move forward, we'll explore these questions and more, delving into the ways that our inner work can transform our outer world. But before we turn our attention outward, there's one more aspect of our inner landscape to explore. It's a skill that, when developed, can profoundly impact every area of our lives. What is this mysterious ability, and how can it enhance our quiet strength? The answer awaits in our next chapter, where we'll uncover a powerful tool for deepening our connections with ourselves and others. Chapter 4: Mindful Listening. In our journey towards cultivating quiet strength, we now turn our attention to a skill that may seem paradoxical at first glance. How can listening, an act often associated with passivity, be a source of strength? The answer lies in the profound power of mindful listening, a practice that goes far beyond simply hearing words. Imagine a conversation where you feel truly heard, where the person you're speaking to seems to understand not just your words, but the emotions and intentions behind them. Now, consider how rare such experiences can be in our fast-paced, distraction-filled world. This is where the art of mindful listening comes into play, offering a path to deeper connections and more meaningful interactions. But what exactly is mindful listening? At its core, it's about being fully present in a conversation, giving your complete attention to the speaker without judgment or interruption. It's a practice that requires patience, focus, and a willingness to set aside our own thoughts and agendas. While this may sound simple, it's a skill that many of us have forgotten in our rush to be heard, to respond, or to move on to the next task. The importance of mindful listening in developing quiet strength cannot be overstated. When we truly listen to others, we build stronger, more meaningful relationships. These connections form the foundation of our social support network, providing us with emotional resilience and a sense of belonging. In a world that often feels increasingly disconnected, the ability to forge genuine connections through listening becomes a powerful asset. Moreover, mindful listening enhances our capacity for empathy and understanding. As we tune into others' words, tone, and body language, we begin to see the world from their perspective. This expanded viewpoint not only enriches our own understanding, but also allows us to respond more compassionately and effectively to those around us. Perhaps most surprisingly, mindful listening can actually strengthen our social influence. When we give others the gift of our full attention, we create an environment of trust and openness. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel heard and understood. In this way, the quiet act of listening becomes a powerful tool for leadership and positive influence. To truly grasp the art of listening, we must first understand the difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is a passive physiological process. Our ears detect sound waves and transmit them to our brain. Listening, on the other hand, is an active, intentional process. It involves not just receiving sounds, but interpreting them, seeking to understand their meaning and significance. Active listening takes this a step further. It involves engaging fully with the speaker, providing verbal and nonverbal cues to show understanding, and responding in ways that encourage further communication. When we practice active listening in our relationships, we create an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. This, in turn, leads to deeper connections, more effective problem solving, and a greater sense of intimacy and trust. However, the path to becoming a mindful listener is not without its challenges. In our modern world, we face numerous barriers to effective listening. Internal distractions, such as our own thoughts, judgments, and the urge to formulate responses, can pull our attention away from the speaker. External interruptions, like notifications on our devices or background noise, can further disrupt our focus. Overcoming these obstacles requires conscious effort and practice. One approach is to cultivate a sense of curiosity about the speaker and their message. When we approach conversations with genuine interest, we're more likely to stay engaged and present. It can also be helpful to practice mindfulness techniques, such as focusing on our breath or physical sensations, to anchor ourselves in the present moment during conversations. Another key aspect of mindful listening is learning to navigate external interruptions. This might involve creating a physical environment conducive to focused conversation, such as turning off notifications or finding a quiet space to talk. It also means developing the ability to gently redirect our attention back to the speaker when distractions do arise. As we work to overcome these barriers, we begin to cultivate a true presence in our conversations. This presence is the foundation of mindful listening. It involves more than just being physically present. It's about being mentally and emotionally available to the speaker. One technique for staying engaged is to practice reflective listening. This involves periodically summarizing or paraphrasing what the speaker has said to ensure understanding. Not only does this help clarify any misunderstandings, but it also demonstrates to the speaker that you're actively engaged in the conversation. Enhancing empathy and understanding is another crucial aspect of mindful listening. This involves trying to see the world from the speaker's perspective, even if it differs from our own. It means suspending judgment and approaching the conversation with an open mind and heart. To develop your mindful listening skills, consider incorporating some practical exercises into your daily life. You might start with dedicated active listening practice sessions. Find a partner and take turns speaking and listening for set periods, focusing solely on understanding the speaker without formulating responses. Reflective listening techniques can also be powerful tools. Try practicing the art of asking clarifying questions or offering thoughtful summaries of what you've heard. This not only helps ensure accurate understanding, but also demonstrates your engagement to the speaker. Mindfulness exercises can be particularly effective in developing the focus needed for mindful listening. You might try a simple exercise of focusing on your breath for a few minutes before entering into an important conversation. This can help clear your mind and prepare you to give your full attention to the speaker. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you may begin to notice changes in your interactions and relationships. At first, you might experience improved communication and fewer misunderstandings. As your skills develop, you may find that your relationships deepen, characterized by greater trust and mutual understanding. With consistent practice, many people find that they become trusted confidants and influential communicators. This doesn't mean dominating conversations or always having the right answers. Instead, it's about creating a space where others feel truly heard and understood, which in turn allows for more authentic and meaningful exchanges. Of course, the journey to becoming a mindful listener is not always smooth. You may encounter challenges along the way. One common difficulty is struggling to stay focused during conversations. If you find your mind wandering, gently bring your attention back to the speaker. Remember, mindfulness is a practice, and it's normal for attention to drift. The key is to notice when it happens and refocus without judgment. Another challenge some people face is feeling disconnected despite making efforts to listen. If you're experiencing this, try to enhance your empathy by consciously putting yourself in the speaker's shoes. Imagine how they might be feeling, what experiences might have shaped their perspective. This shift in focus can help bridge the gap and foster a sense of connection. As we conclude this chapter on mindful listening, you may find yourself wondering about the next steps on your journey towards quiet strength. How can the skills of mindful listening be applied in challenging situations? What role does nonverbal communication play in our interactions? As we move forward, we'll explore these questions and more, delving into the subtle yet powerful ways that our presence can communicate volumes without uttering a word. But before we explore the realm of silent communication, there's another aspect of quiet strength to consider. It's a skill that, when mastered, can transform not just our interactions with others, but our entire experience of the world around us. What is this mysterious ability, and how can it enhance our journey towards quiet strength? The answer awaits in our next chapter, where we'll uncover a powerful tool for navigating the constant stimulation of modern life. Chapter 5: Silent Communication. In our journey to cultivate quiet strength, we now turn our attention to a form of communication that often goes unnoticed, yet holds immense power. Imagine walking into a room and immediately sensing the mood without a single word being spoken. Or picture a leader who commands respect and attention simply by their presence. These scenarios hint at the subtle yet profound impact of silent communication. But what exactly do we mean by silent communication? It's more than just the absence of words. It's a complex interplay of nonverbal cues, body language, and the strategic use of silence itself. As we delve deeper into this topic, you'll discover that mastering the art of silent communication can significantly enhance your ability to connect with others, convey your thoughts and emotions effectively, and exert a quiet yet powerful influence in various aspects of your life. The importance of silent communication in developing quiet strength cannot be overstated. When we enhance our nonverbal communication skills, we open up new channels for expressing ourselves and understanding others. This expanded repertoire allows us to navigate social situations with greater ease and authenticity. Moreover, mastering silent communication builds trust in our interactions. When our nonverbal cues align with our words and intentions, we create a sense of congruence that others can feel, even if they can't articulate it. This alignment fosters an atmosphere of authenticity, making others more likely to trust and connect with us. Perhaps most surprisingly, silent communication plays a crucial role in strengthening leadership presence. Think of the most impactful leaders you've encountered. Chances are their influence wasn't solely due to their words, but also their ability to convey authority, empathy, and confidence through their nonverbal communication. To truly grasp the power of silent communication, we must first understand the impact of nonverbal cues. Our bodies are constantly sending messages, whether we're aware of it or not. The way we stand, the expressions that flit across our faces, the gestures we make, all these elements combine to create a silent language that often speaks louder than words. Body language, in particular, plays a crucial role in how we're perceived by others. Our posture, for instance, can convey confidence or insecurity. The way we position ourselves in relation to others can signal openness or defensiveness. Even subtle shifts in our body position can dramatically alter the message we're sending. Facial expressions and gestures add another layer to this silent dialogue. A raised eyebrow can convey skepticism, while a genuine smile can foster warmth and connection. Our hands, often overlooked, are powerful communicators. Open palms can signal honesty and openness, while crossed arms might suggest defensiveness or discomfort. But silent communication goes beyond just body language and facial expressions. The strategic use of silence itself can be a powerful tool for expression. Think of the impact of a well-timed pause in a conversation. It can create emphasis, allow for reflection, or even shift the dynamics of an interaction. Learning to convey messages through silence requires practice and sensitivity. It involves understanding the rhythm of conversation and knowing when to let silence do the talking. Sometimes, remaining quiet and maintaining eye contact can communicate more understanding and empathy than any words could. Equally important is the ability to read between the lines in our interactions with others. This involves paying close attention not just to what is being said, but to the nonverbal cues that accompany the words. It's about noticing the slight tension in someone's voice, the fleeting expression that crosses their face, or the way they shift their body as they speak. Mastering this silent dialogue can transform our interactions. When we build trust through our presence, we create an environment where open, honest communication can flourish. This doesn't mean maintaining a stoic, expressionless demeanor. Rather, it's about cultivating a presence that is both strong and receptive, that communicates our attention and engagement without the need for constant verbal affirmation. Communicating confidence and assurance through silent means is another crucial aspect of this skill. It's about carrying ourselves in a way that projects self-assurance without arrogance. This might involve maintaining an open posture, making appropriate eye contact, or using deliberate, controlled movements. To develop your silent communication skills, consider incorporating some practical exercises into your daily life. One effective approach is to practice observing nonverbal communication in others. Pay attention to how people carry themselves, their facial expressions, and their gestures. Notice how these nonverbal cues align or don't align with their words. Another useful exercise is practicing controlled body language. This might involve standing in front of a mirror and experimenting with different postures and expressions. Notice how subtle changes in your stance or facial expression can dramatically alter the message you're conveying. Exercises in maintaining composed silence can also be valuable. Try sitting in silence for increasing periods, focusing on maintaining a calm, open posture. This can help you become more comfortable with silence in interactions and develop the ability to use it strategically. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you may begin to notice changes in your interactions and relationships. At first, you might experience an increased awareness of nonverbal cues, both in yourself and others. You may find yourself picking up on subtleties in communication that you previously missed. As your skills develop, you may find that you're able to communicate effectively without words in many situations. This doesn't mean becoming mute, but rather developing the ability to convey meaning and emotion through your presence and nonverbal cues when appropriate. With consistent practice, many people find that they achieve a mastery of silent communication that allows for truly influential interactions. This mastery manifests as a quiet confidence, an ability to connect deeply with others, and a capacity to navigate complex social situations with ease. Of course, the journey to mastering silent communication is not without its challenges. One common difficulty is misinterpreting signals. Nonverbal cues can be subtle and culturally specific, making it easy to draw incorrect conclusions. If you find yourself struggling with this, don't be discouraged. Seek feedback from trusted friends or colleagues about how they interpret your nonverbal communication. Continue learning about body language and cultural differences in nonverbal communication to refine your understanding. Another challenge some people face is sending unintended messages through their nonverbal cues. Our bodies often betray our true feelings, even when we're trying to present a different front. The key to addressing this is developing greater self-awareness. Pay attention to your physical responses in different situations. Are you unconsciously crossing your arms when you feel defensive? Does your posture change when you're feeling insecure? By becoming aware of these patterns, you can begin to adjust your nonverbal behaviors to align more closely with your intended message. As we conclude this chapter on silent communication, you may find yourself wondering about the next steps on your journey towards quiet strength. How can we apply these skills of nonverbal communication in a world that seems to value noise and constant stimulation? What strategies can we employ to maintain our inner calm and focus amidst the chaos of modern life? As we move forward, we'll explore these questions and more, delving into the challenges and opportunities presented by our noisy world. But before we tackle the external environment, there's one more internal skill to master. It's an ability that, when developed, can serve as a powerful shield against the onslaught of distractions and pressures we face daily. What is this mysterious skill, and how can it enhance our journey towards quiet strength? The answer awaits in our next chapter, where we'll uncover a transformative approach to navigating the complexities of modern life. Chapter 6: Overcoming Noise. In our modern world, we are constantly bombarded by a cacophony of sounds, images, and information. This perpetual influx of stimuli can be overwhelming, leaving us feeling scattered, stressed, and disconnected from our inner selves. But what if there was a way to navigate this sea of noise and find an island of tranquility within ourselves? The concept of overcoming noise goes far beyond simply finding a quiet room or wearing noise-canceling headphones. It's about cultivating an inner stillness that allows us to maintain our focus and peace of mind, even in the midst of chaos. This skill is not just a luxury, it's an essential component of developing quiet strength in today's fast-paced world. But why is overcoming noise so crucial for being quietly strong? At its core, this ability enables us to maintain focus and clarity of thought, even when our environment is working against us. When we can filter out the unnecessary distractions, we create space for deep thinking, creativity, and effective problem-solving. This mental clarity becomes a source of strength, allowing us to approach challenges with a calm and centered mindset. Moreover, learning to overcome noise significantly reduces stress and enhances our overall well-being. The constant barrage of information and stimuli we face daily can take a toll on our mental and physical health. By developing strategies to manage this input, we give our minds and bodies the opportunity to rest and rejuvenate. This, in turn, leads to improved mood, better sleep, and a greater sense of overall balance in our lives. Perhaps most importantly, overcoming noise strengthens our resilience against external pressures. In a world that often seems to demand our constant attention and immediate reactions, the ability to step back and maintain our inner calm becomes a superpower. It allows us to respond in a thoughtful way rather than react impulsively, and to stay true to our values and priorities even when faced with conflicting demands. To begin our journey towards overcoming noise, we must first identify the sources of distraction in our lives. These can be broadly categorized into external and internal noise. External noise includes the obvious culprits like loud environments, but it also encompasses the more insidious distractions of our digital age: the constant pings of notifications, the endless scroll of social media, and the 24/7 news cycle that demands our attention. Internal noise, on the other hand, refers to the mental chatter that fills our minds. This can include worries about the future, ruminations about the past, self-doubt, and the constant stream of thoughts that often feels beyond our control. While less tangible than external noise, this internal distraction can be equally, if not more, disruptive to our peace of mind. Once we've identified these sources of noise, we can begin to develop strategies to quiet our minds. Mindfulness practices can be particularly effective for this purpose. By training ourselves to focus on the present moment, we can learn to observe our thoughts without getting caught up in them. This creates a sense of mental spaciousness, allowing us to choose which thoughts to engage with and which to let pass by. There are various techniques we can employ to reduce mental clutter. One approach is to practice regular brain dumps, where we write down all our thoughts, worries, and to-dos. This externalization can help clear our minds and prevent us from constantly trying to remember everything. Another useful technique is to schedule specific times for worrying or problem-solving, rather than allowing these thoughts to intrude throughout the day. Creating a peaceful environment is another crucial aspect of overcoming noise. This doesn't necessarily mean living in complete silence, but rather curating our surroundings to support mental tranquility. Simplifying our physical spaces can have a profound impact on our mental state. By decluttering our homes and workspaces, we reduce visual noise and create an environment that promotes calm and focus. Establishing boundaries with technology is also essential in today's digital age. This might involve setting specific times for checking emails and social media, using app blockers to limit access to distracting websites, or creating tech-free zones in our homes. By regaining control over our digital consumption, we can significantly reduce the constant influx of information that often contributes to mental noise. To put these concepts into practice, there are several exercises we can incorporate into our daily lives. A digital detox strategy can be a powerful way to reset our relationship with technology. This might involve a complete technology fast for a set period, or it could be as simple as turning off notifications on our devices for certain hours each day. Mindfulness meditation is another valuable tool for cultivating mental quiet. Even just a few minutes of focused breathing each day can help train our minds to be less reactive to distractions. Start with short sessions and gradually increase the duration as you become more comfortable with the practice. Decluttering physical spaces can also be approached as a mindfulness exercise. As you sort through your belongings, pay attention to how each item makes you feel. Keep only those things that truly add value to your life, creating an environment that supports your quest for inner peace. As you incorporate these practices into your life, you may begin to notice significant changes. Initially, you might experience reduced distractions and improved focus. You may find it easier to concentrate on tasks without your mind constantly wandering or being pulled away by external stimuli. With continued practice, many people report enhanced mental clarity and productivity. As the noise in your mind and environment decreases, you may discover new depths of creativity and insight. Problems that once seemed insurmountable may become more manageable as you approach them with a clear and focused mind. The ultimate goal, and what many consider the best outcome of this practice, is achieving sustained inner peace even amid noisy environments. This doesn't mean you'll never be affected by external distractions. Rather, it's about developing the ability to maintain your center regardless of what's happening around you. It's a state of being where you can engage fully with the world while still maintaining your inner calm. Of course, the journey to overcoming noise is not without its challenges. Many people find it difficult to eliminate distractions, especially in the beginning. If you're struggling with this, remember that change doesn't have to happen all at once. Implement gradual changes and prioritize the steps that will have the most significant impact on your daily life. For instance, you might start by turning off notifications for non-essential apps, then gradually expand to more comprehensive digital detox practices. Another common challenge is the resurgence of mental clutter even after periods of clarity. This is normal and doesn't indicate failure. The key is to maintain regular mindfulness practices and to revisit the techniques we've discussed whenever you feel your mind becoming overcrowded. Remember, overcoming noise is not a destination, but an ongoing practice. As we conclude this chapter on overcoming noise, you may find yourself wondering about the next steps on your journey towards quiet strength. How can we apply these skills of mental clarity and focus in our interactions with others? What role does inner tranquility play in effective leadership? As we move forward, we'll explore these questions and more, delving into the ways that our newfound inner peace can transform our external world. But before we examine how quiet strength manifests in our relationships and leadership roles, there's one more internal shift to consider. It's a perspective that, when adopted, can radically alter how we move through the world and interact with those around us. What is this transformative viewpoint, and how can it elevate our journey towards quiet strength? The answer awaits in our next chapter, where we'll uncover a powerful approach to leadership that draws its strength from stillness and presence. Chapter 7: Silent Leadership. In the realm of leadership, we often associate power with charisma, eloquence, and the ability to command attention through words. But what if there was a different kind of leadership, one that draws its strength not from what is said, but from what isn't? This is the essence of silent leadership, a powerful approach that challenges our conventional notions of what it means to lead and influence others. Silent leadership isn't about being mute or withdrawn. Rather, it's about harnessing the power of silence as a tool for effective leadership. It's an approach that values thoughtful reflection over hasty action, deep listening over constant talking, and purposeful silence over unnecessary chatter. But how exactly does this work, and why is it so powerful? At its core, silent leadership is about leading through thoughtful action. In a world that often rewards quick responses and constant activity, the silent leader stands out by taking the time to observe, reflect, and act with intention. This measured approach allows for more strategic and impactful decision-making, as choices are made based on careful consideration rather than knee-jerk reactions. Moreover, silent leadership builds respect and trust among team members in a unique way. When a leader demonstrates the ability to listen deeply, to consider multiple perspectives before speaking, and to use silence strategically, it sends a powerful message. It shows that the leader values the input of others, thinks carefully before acting, and has the self-control to resist the urge to fill every moment with words or activity. But perhaps most importantly, silent leadership allows for strategic and impactful decision-making. By creating space for reflection and deep thinking, silent leaders are often able to see connections and possibilities that might be missed in a more frenetic leadership style. This can lead to more innovative solutions and more effective long-term strategies. So what are the strengths of a quiet leader? One of the most powerful is the ability to lead with observation and insight. Silent leaders are often keen observers, picking up on subtle cues and undercurrents that others might miss. They watch not just what people say, but how they say it, noting body language, tone, and the spaces between words. This observational skill allows them to gain deep insights into team dynamics, individual motivations, and potential challenges or opportunities. Another key strength of quiet leaders is their approach to decision-making. Rather than rushing to judgment or being swayed by the loudest voice in the room, quiet leaders often engage in reflective practices before making important decisions. This might involve taking time for solitary contemplation, seeking input from diverse sources, or using structured reflection techniques. The result is often more balanced, well-considered decisions that take into account a wide range of factors. One of the most intriguing aspects of silent leadership is the ability to influence without words. This might seem counterintuitive. After all, how can one lead or influence others without speaking? The answer lies in the power of thoughtful pauses and nonverbal communication. A well-timed pause can be incredibly powerful in a conversation or meeting. It can create space for others to contribute, allow time for important points to sink in, or signal the weight of a particular moment. Silent leaders use these pauses strategically, understanding that sometimes the most impactful thing they can do is simply to be present and attentive. Another way silent leaders influence without words is through active listening. By giving their full attention to others, demonstrating genuine interest and showing that they value input, silent leaders encourage open communication and build trust. This type of listening goes beyond simply hearing words. It involves picking up on nonverbal cues, understanding the emotions behind the words, and making others feel truly heard and understood. One of the most profound impacts of silent leadership is its ability to foster a reflective team culture. When a leader models mindfulness and patience, it sets a tone for the entire team. Team members begin to value thoughtful consideration over hasty action and to appreciate the power of reflection and deep thinking. Silent leaders also promote open and thoughtful dialogue within their teams. By creating space for all voices to be heard and demonstrating that it's okay to take time to think before speaking, they encourage a more inclusive and considered approach to problem-solving and decision-making. To develop silent leadership skills, there are several practical exercises one can engage in. Reflective decision-making practices, for instance, can be incredibly valuable. This might involve setting aside dedicated time for contemplation before making important decisions, or using structured reflection techniques to consider problems from multiple angles. Practicing active listening in leadership scenarios is another crucial exercise. This involves giving your full attention to team members when they speak, asking clarifying questions, and demonstrating that you've truly heard and understood their input. It's about quality of attention rather than quantity of words. Implementing moments of silence in meetings can also be a powerful practice. This might involve starting meetings with a brief period of quiet reflection or intentionally incorporating pauses into discussions to allow for deeper thinking. While this might feel uncomfortable at first, many teams find that it leads to more thoughtful and productive conversations. As leaders begin to incorporate these silent leadership practices, they often see a range of positive outcomes. At a basic level, many notice improved leadership presence and team dynamics. The thoughtful, reflective approach of silent leadership tends to create a calmer, more focused work environment where team members feel valued and heard. With continued practice, many leaders see enhanced team performance and morale. As team members become more comfortable with reflection and thoughtful dialogue, decision-making often improves and innovation can flourish. The trust and respect fostered by silent leadership often leads to increased engagement and commitment from team members. At its best, silent leadership can be truly transformative, inspiring lasting change not just within a team, but within an entire organization or community. Silent leaders often become powerful agents of change, not through forceful words or actions, but through their ability to create space for new ideas, to listen deeply to diverse perspectives, and to model a thoughtful, intentional approach to leadership. Of course, the path to becoming a silent leader is not without its challenges. One common issue is that silence can sometimes be misinterpreted as disengagement or lack of leadership. In a culture that often equates leadership with constant action and verbal communication, a more reflective approach can be misunderstood. To address this, it's important for silent leaders to communicate their intentions clearly. This doesn't mean abandoning the power of silence, but rather explaining the value of reflection and thoughtful consideration to team members. It's also about finding the right balance between silence and dialogue, knowing when to listen and when to speak up. Another challenge can arise when trying to implement silent practices within a team that's not used to this approach. Some team members might find moments of silence uncomfortable or struggle to see the value in more reflective practices. The key to overcoming this challenge is to introduce these concepts gradually and to educate the team on the benefits of a more reflective approach. This might involve sharing articles or research on the power of silence in leadership, or gradually introducing reflective practices and discussing their impact as a team. As we conclude this chapter on silent leadership, you might find yourself wondering about the next steps in your journey towards quiet strength. How can we take the principles of silent leadership and apply them not just in formal leadership roles, but in our everyday lives? What does it mean to cultivate a truly mindful presence in all our interactions? As we move forward, we'll explore these questions and more, delving into the ways that the quiet strength we've been cultivating can permeate every aspect of our lives. But before we examine this all-encompassing mindfulness, there's one more crucial aspect of quiet strength to consider. It's a quality that, when fully embraced, has the power to create ripples of change far beyond our immediate sphere of influence. What is this transformative attribute, and how can it amplify our impact in the world? The answer awaits in our next chapter, where we'll uncover the profound power of resonating stillness. Chapter 8: Cultivating Presence. In our journey towards quiet strength, we've explored various aspects of silence and its power. Now, we turn our attention to a concept that may seem simple at first glance, yet holds profound implications for our daily lives. Cultivating presence. These two words encapsulate a practice that has the potential to transform not just moments, but entire lifetimes. But what exactly do we mean by presence? It's more than simply being physically in a place. It's about being fully engaged, aware, and attuned to the present moment. It's a state of being where our mind, body, and spirit are aligned, focused on the here and now, rather than dwelling on the past or anxiously anticipating the future. The connection between silence and presence might not be immediately apparent. After all, one can be silent without being present, lost in a whirlwind of thoughts and distractions. However, as we delve deeper into this concept, we'll discover that silence, both external and internal, can be a powerful gateway to true presence. Why is cultivating presence so crucial for developing quiet strength? At its core, presence enhances our ability to live fully in the present moment. In a world that constantly pulls our attention in myriad directions, the ability to anchor ourselves in the now becomes a superpower. It allows us to engage more deeply with our experiences, relationships, and tasks, leading to a richer, more fulfilling life. Moreover, presence significantly improves our focus and reduces stress. When we're fully present, we're not splitting our attention between the task at hand and worries about the future or regrets about the past. This singular focus not only enhances our performance, but also alleviates the mental strain of multitasking and constant distraction. Perhaps most importantly, cultivating presence increases our overall satisfaction and effectiveness in both personal and professional realms. When we're truly present, we're more attuned to opportunities, more responsive to others' needs, and more in touch with our own intuition and creativity. To truly grasp the importance of being fully present, we need to understand the concept of mindfulness. Mindfulness is often described as a state of active, open attention to the present. It involves observing one's thoughts and feelings without judging them as good or bad. This non-judgmental awareness allows us to engage with our experiences more fully and respond to situations more thoughtfully rather than reacting on autopilot. The benefits of mindfulness and presence extend far beyond personal well-being. In our professional lives, presence can enhance our leadership abilities, improve our decision-making, and foster better relationships with colleagues and clients. It allows us to listen more attentively, communicate more effectively, and navigate challenges with greater equanimity. So how do we begin to cultivate this quality of presence in our daily lives? One powerful technique is the use of grounding exercises. These are simple practices that help bring our attention back to the present moment, often by focusing on physical sensations. For instance, you might take a few deep breaths, feeling the air moving in and out of your body. Or you could focus on the sensation of your feet touching the ground, noticing the pressure and texture. Another effective approach is mindful movement and awareness. This could involve practices like yoga or Tai Chi, but it doesn't have to be formal exercise. Even simple activities like walking can become opportunities for mindfulness when we pay close attention to the sensations of movement, the rhythm of our breath, and the details of our environment. The real challenge and opportunity lies in integrating mindfulness into our daily activities. This is where the true power of cultivating presence becomes apparent. It's about bringing a quality of awareness and engagement to routine tasks that we might otherwise perform on autopilot. For example, when washing dishes, instead of letting your mind wander to your to-do list or replaying a conversation from earlier in the day, you might focus on the sensation of the water on your hands, the scent of the soap, the sound of the dishes clinking together. By bringing your full attention to this simple task, you transform it from a chore into an opportunity for mindfulness practice. The key to sustaining awareness throughout the day is to create regular reminders or triggers for mindfulness. This might be as simple as setting an alarm on your phone to pause and take a few mindful breaths every hour. Or you could use everyday occurrences as cues. For instance, using red traffic lights as a reminder to check in with your breath and body. To deepen your practice of cultivating presence, consider incorporating some practical exercises into your daily routine. One effective approach is to choose one routine activity each day to perform mindfully. This could be your morning coffee, your commute to work, or your evening walk. Whatever you choose, commit to bringing your full attention to that activity, noticing all the sensations, thoughts, and emotions that arise. Another powerful exercise is the practice of mindful listening. The next time you're in a conversation, challenge yourself to listen with your full attention. Notice not just the words being spoken, but the tone of voice, the facial expressions, and your own internal reactions. This practice can dramatically improve your relationships and communication skills. As you incorporate these practices into your day, you may begin to witness significant transformations. Initially, you might experience increased moments of peace and presence throughout your day. You may find yourself better able to enjoy simple pleasures and handle minor frustrations with greater equanimity. With continued practice, many people report enhanced focus and reduced anxiety. As you become more adept at bringing your attention back to the present moment, you may find that worries about the future or ruminations about the past have less power over you. This can lead to a greater sense of calm and clarity in your daily life. The ultimate goal, and what many consider the best outcome of this practice, is living a deeply mindful life with heightened fulfillment. This doesn't mean you'll never experience stress or negative emotions. Rather, it's about developing the ability to engage fully with all of life's experiences, both pleasant and unpleasant, with a sense of openness, curiosity, and equanimity. Of course, the journey of cultivating presence is not without its challenges. Many people find it difficult to maintain mindfulness consistently, especially in the beginning. If you're struggling with this, remember that it's a normal part of the process. One helpful approach is to set reminders throughout your day. These could be phone alerts, sticky notes, or even specific objects that you associate with mindfulness. Another common challenge is feeling frustrated with slow progress. In our results-oriented culture, it's easy to become impatient when we don't see immediate dramatic changes. The key here is to practice patience and to acknowledge even small improvements. Remember, cultivating presence is a lifelong journey, not a destination to be reached. As we conclude this chapter on cultivating presence, you may find yourself wondering about the next steps on your journey towards quiet strength. How can we take this quality of presence and use it to create positive change, not just in our own lives, but in the world around us? What role does mindful presence play in our ability to influence and inspire others? As we move forward, we'll explore these questions and more, delving into the ways that our cultivated presence can ripple outward, touching the lives of those around us in profound and unexpected ways. But before we examine this outward expansion of our quiet strength, there's one more crucial aspect to consider. It's a quality that, when fully embraced, has the potential to transform not just our individual lives, but the very fabric of our society. What is this mysterious attribute, and how can it amplify the impact of our quiet strength? The answer awaits in our final chapter, where we'll uncover the profound power of resonating stillness and its potential to create lasting, positive change in our world. Chapter 9, Resonating Stillness. As we reach the final chapter of our journey into quiet strength, we arrive at a concept that encapsulates the essence of all we've explored: resonating stillness. This idea goes beyond the personal practice of silence and mindfulness, extending into the very fabric of our interconnected world. It's about how the inner peace we cultivate can ripple outward, touching lives and inspiring change in ways we might never have imagined. Throughout this book, we've delved into various aspects of silence and its power. From embracing silence as a foundational tool for self-improvement to harnessing it in leadership, we've uncovered the multifaceted nature of quiet strength. Now, as we tie these threads together, we begin to see the larger tapestry they form, a vision of a more mindful, connected world, shaped by individuals who have learned to harness the power of silence. Let's take a moment to reflect on how the principles and practices we've explored can empower you in your daily life. By embracing silence as a source of inner strength, you've unlocked a wellspring of calm and clarity that can serve you in any situation. This isn't about becoming passive or withdrawn. Rather, it's about developing a centered presence that allows you to engage with the world more effectively. The skills you've developed, from mindful listening to silent leadership, are powerful tools for personal growth. They allow you to navigate life's complexities with greater awareness and intention. You're no longer at the mercy of external noise and internal chatter. Instead, you have the ability to create space for reflection and thoughtful action, even in the midst of chaos. But the impact of these practices extends far beyond personal benefits. One of the most profound ways that resonating stillness manifests is in the improvement of our relationships. By cultivating mindful presence, you enhance your ability to truly connect with others. You're able to listen more deeply, communicate more authentically, and respond with greater empathy and understanding. This mindful presence allows you to build deeper, more meaningful connections. When you're fully present with someone, they feel seen and heard in a way that's all too rare in our distracted world. This quality of attention can transform casual acquaintances into true friendships and take intimate relationships to new levels of understanding and closeness. As you continue to integrate these practices into your life, you'll likely find yourself able to navigate life's challenges with greater ease. The inner calm you've cultivated becomes an anchor in turbulent times, allowing you to respond to difficulties with clarity and resilience rather than reactivity. This doesn't mean you'll never face struggles, but you'll have the tools to face them with grace and wisdom. Moreover, your quiet strength will naturally position you as a leader and inspiration to others. In a world that often values noise and spectacle, your calm presence and thoughtful approach will stand out. You'll find that people are drawn to your energy, seeking your counsel, and following your example. One of the most exciting aspects of this journey is that as you continue to practice, the benefits compound over time with less and less effort. What once required conscious attention, like taking a moment for mindful breathing or practicing active listening, begins to become second nature. The habits you've built become an integral part of who you are, shaping your interactions and decisions in subtle but powerful ways. This is where the true magic of resonating stillness begins to unfold. As your inner peace deepens, it naturally begins to influence those around you. Like a pebble dropped in a still pond, your calm presence sends out ripples that touch everyone you encounter. People may not always be able to articulate what's different about you, but they'll feel the impact of your centered energy. In this way, personal silence becomes a tool for social change. Imagine a world where more people approached life with mindful awareness and inner calm. How might our communities, our workplaces, our political discourse be transformed? By embodying these qualities in your own life, you become a catalyst for this broader shift. Of course, maintaining this practice in our noisy world isn't always easy. There will be times when external pressures and internal habits pull you away from your center. The key is to approach these challenges with compassion and patience. Each moment of distraction or stress is an opportunity to practice returning to presence, to choose silence over noise. Building long-term habits for silence is about consistency rather than perfection. It's about making small, daily choices that align with your commitment to quiet strength. This might mean setting aside time each day for meditation or reflection, or it could be as simple as taking a few mindful breaths before important conversations or decisions. As we look to the future, we can envision a world where the principles of silence play a crucial role in global well-being. Imagine educational systems that teach children the value of reflection and mindfulness alongside traditional subjects. Picture workplaces that prioritize thoughtful decision-making and mindful communication. Consider how international relations might shift if leaders approached negotiations with a spirit of deep listening and reflective wisdom. This vision may seem idealistic, but it begins with each individual choosing to embrace the power of silence in their own life. Your personal example, your resonating stillness, has the power to inspire others to embark on their own journey of quiet strength. As we conclude this exploration of silence and its transformative power, I invite you to consider the profound impact you can have on the world simply by cultivating your own inner stillness. Every moment of mindful presence, every choice to listen deeply, every instance of leading through quiet strength, these are not just personal practices, but gifts to the world around you. The journey you've begun doesn't end with the closing of this book. It's an ongoing exploration, a lifelong practice of deepening your relationship with silence and allowing its wisdom to guide your path. As you continue on this journey, you'll likely discover new depths to your quiet strength, uncovering capacities for peace, insight, and positive influence that you never knew you possessed. Remember, the power of resonating stillness lies not in grand gestures or momentous events, but in the accumulation of small, mindful choices made day after day. It's in the pause before responding to a challenging email, the moment of deep listening offered to a friend in need, the calm presence maintained in a hectic meeting. These seemingly insignificant acts, when practiced consistently, have the power to transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you and ultimately the world we share. As you step forward from these pages, carry with you the knowledge that your journey into silence is a gift to yourself, to your loved ones, and to the broader tapestry of humanity. Your quiet strength, your resonating stillness, is a beacon of hope and a catalyst for change in a world that desperately needs both. Yet, to truly harness the power of silence, one must also master the art of translating insights into action. How can you ensure that the wisdom gained through silence leads to meaningful change? The answer lies in developing your critical thinking skills. To continue your transformation and maximize the impact of your quiet strength, I invite you to explore the audiobook From Insight to Action: Practical Critical Thinking Techniques. This essential companion will empower you to turn your silent reflections into powerful, positive changes in your life and the world around you. Tap the center of the video now to continue your transformation journey.